वेलकम यू टू ऑल ऑन माय चैनल पेंजो वाईटी। सो ये वीडियो लेक्चर फिजिकल जियोलॉजी का पहला वीडियो लेक्चर होने वाला है, जिसमें मैं बात करूंगा अर्थ के इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर के बारे में, उसके जियोकेमिकल डिफरेंशिएशन के बारे में और उसकी डिफरेंट लेयर्स के बारे में। उस लेयर पर्टिकुलर लेयर में टेम्परेचर और प्रेशर रेंज क्या है, उन सभी चीज़ों के बारे में मैं बात करूंगा। सो बिना किसी देरी के स्टार्ट करते हैं। हाँ, सबसे पहले यहाँ पे दे रखा कि एविडेंस ऑफ इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर, यानी कि हमको इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर का पता कैसे लगा, यानी कि जो हम पढ़ने वाले हैं वो हम लोग कैसे पता लगा कि भाई ऐसी चीजें होती हैं। सो इसमें दो टाइप्स के एविडेंस हैं, डायरेक्ट एविडेंस एंड इनडायरेक्ट एविडेंस। डायरेक्ट एविडेंस क्या है? From rock samples, scientists drill up to 12 kilometer into the earth and forces blast rock from as deep as 100 kilometer। यानी कि जो रॉक सैंपल्स मिले हैं अर्थ क्रस्ट से और जो साइंटिस्ट ने ड्रिल किया up to 12 किलोमीटर, सो उससे जो है पता चला है कि ऐसा ऐसा मटेरियल, ऐसा ऐसा कैरेक्टरिस्टिक मटेरियल वहां पे होता है। और जो इनडायरेक्ट एविडेंस है वो है साइज्मिक वेव्स। ठीक है, तो जो मेन आपका एविडेंस होता है वो साइज्मिक वेव ही होता है, और हम साइज्मिक वेव के बारे में आगे बात भी करेंगे। So seismic wave are there are two types of seismic wave. First is the body wave and the second one is a surface wave. So body wave comprises two waves, P wave and S wave. So P wave is the compression wave, or we can say pressure wave. So P refers to the pressure. So the first kind of body wave is the P wave or primary wave, and this is the fastest kind of seismic wave. So you have to remember the order of the velocity, like it is in this order, PSLR. Okay, so it is in this order, PSLR, and the order in this manner. Okay, so the P wave can move through solid rock and the fluids like water or the liquid layers of the earth। यानी कि जो पी वेव होती है वो सॉलिड में भी मूव कर सकती है और लिक्विड में भी मूव कर सकती है। एंड इट पुशेस एंड पुल्स द रॉक, इट मूव्स थ्रू जस्ट लाइक शुड वेव्स पुश एंड पुल द एयर, लाइक दिस इज पहले पुश फिर पुल, पुश पुल, पुश पुल, ऐसे करके आप इनका लोगों का प्रोपोगेशन होता है। सो इट इज ऑल अबाउट पी वेव। नाउ वी आर लुकिंग एट एस वेव। एस वेव इज एस रिफर्स टू द सेकेंडरी वेव और इट इज ट्रांसवर्स वेव। Transverse and longitudinal waves, and P waves are the longitudinal waves and S waves are the transverse wave. So you see that the second type of body wave is the S wave or the secondary wave, which is the second wave you feel in an earthquake. So an S wave is slower than a P wave and can only move through solid rock. So it is S wave are able only and transmit into the solid rock, not in the liquid state. So this wave moves rock up and down or side to side. You see that this is in this manner, like this. Okay, so it is the wavelength. Okay, wavelength, this is the wavelength. Now we proceed further and coming on to the surface wave. So surface wave comprises two types of wave. First is the love wave, the second one is the Rayleigh wave. So now we are talking about the love wave. So the first kind of surface wave is called the love wave, named after A.E.H. Love, and this is the scientist name, a British mathematician who worked out the mathematical model for this kind of wave in 1911. So it is the fastest surface wave. Okay, so fastest surface wave and moves the ground from side to side. Side to side movement है। मैंने बताया ना PSLR ऑर्डर क्या था, PSLR यानी कि PSLR था, तो ये सरफेस वेव में फास्टर होती है Rayleigh वेव से। ओके, सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट लव वेव। नाउ वी प्रोसीड टू द Rayleigh वेव। So Rayleigh wave is the second kind of surface wave. So the other kind of surface wave is the Rayleigh wave, named John William Strutt Lord Rayleigh, who mathematically predicted the existence of this kind of wave in 1885. A Rayleigh wave rolls along the ground just like a wave rolls across a lake or an ocean. You see that if you see a wave in the ocean that is rolling, so this is the propagation. This is the propagation, and underwater is rolling in this manner. So you can assume, by assuming water in the ocean, because it rolls, it moves the ground up and down and side to side in the same direction that the wave is moving. So most of the shaking felt from an earthquake is due to the Rayleigh wave. So Rayleigh wave is basically a very low velocity wave. so it causes most damage, which can be much larger than the other waves. Because the velocity is very low, so it causes more damage comparison with the P wave, S wave, or the L wave. Now we have some shadow zones. So the question arises in our mind, what is shadow zone? So shadow zone is basically the region in which we are not able to get any type of S wave or P wave. So if we talk about S shadow zone, so S shadow zone is a zone in which we are not able to get S wave, and the P wave shadow zone is a zone in which we are not able to get P wave. So areas on earth where seismic wave or no seismic waves are recorded, वही बताया ना कि जहां अगर P wave shadow zone है तो वहां पे P wave आपको देखने को नहीं मिलेंगी, अगर S wave shadow zone है तो आपको S wave देखने को नहीं मिलेंगी. And this basically concept of shadow zone is dependent upon the fact that a P wave or S wave can transmit to the solid or liquid or not. So we know that only S wave is only transmit in solid, but P waves are transmit in both solid and liquid. So in this manner you will get in shadow zone. So P wave can travel through all of the layers like solid, liquid, and plastic. Plastic refers to the metal, but they are deflected in different directions as they move from one layer to another. भाई जो P वेव है वो क्या है, वो सभी मीडियम्स में ट्रेवल कर सकती है, बट जब फ्रॉम वन मीडियम टू अनदर मीडियम इट गोज, सो ड्यू टू द चेंज इन द मीडियम it basically deflected, okay, and the refractive index change, so it deflected. And S waves can travel through solid and plastic layers but not liquid layers. That's why if you see here, this is the S wave. So S wave cannot S wave is only transmitted in solid, so here in this, but it can't through the liquid. So this is all about the shadow zone. Now we're talking about the discontinuity. So the question arises in our mind, what is discontinuity? So discontinuity is a separation between two consecutive layers like crust or upper mantle to mantle, mantle to outer core to inner core. So you just have to remember the discontinuity, the name of discontinuity, and between which layer it is basically existed. So the first of all we have a Conrad discontinuity. So Conrad, Mohorovic, Rapati, Gutenberg, Lehmann, it is all the names of the mineralogist or geologist who basically he searched these kind of discontinuity. So the Conrad discontinuity is lying between upper and the lower crust, okay. So you have to remember between which layer the discontinuity has existed. And the Mohorovic discontinuity between lower crust and the upper mantle, and Rapati discontinuity between upper mantle and the lower mantle, Gutenberg discontinuity between lower mantle and the outer core, and the Lehmann, and so last discontinuity basically existed between outer core and the inner core. So you will get to feel of it like this is the Conrad discontinuity, upper crust and lower crust, and then you have a Mohorovic that is the lower crust and the upper mantle. So in this way you can remember the things by assuming a diagram in your mind. So let's go further. So now we are talking about the global chemical differentiation. So what is the global chemical differentiation? So this global chemical differential was completed about 4.3 billion years ago. Okay, billion years ago, because we know the Earth's formation completed about 4.6, I think 4.6 billion years ago, and the Earth had developed the inner core and the outer core and the mantle and the crust. So about 4.3 billion years ago the geochemical differentiation of the Earth was completed, and the Earth had developed like inner, outer core, mantle and the crust. So हम इसके बारे में पढ़ेंगे, इनर कोर, आउटर कोर, मेंटल, क्रस्ट, लिथोस्फीयर, एस्थेनोस्फीयर, सबके बारे में पढ़ेंगे. सो बढ़ते हैं आगे. सो केमिकल कॉम्पोजिशन ऑफ द अर्थ. So you have some different kind of layer in which the chemical composition is different, density is different. So on the basis of the density and the chemical composition, when we differentiate the earth into these parts. So first part is the lithosphere. So a strong rocky outer shell of the solid earth, including all the crust and the upper part of the mantle, to a depth of about 100 kilometer. So lithosphere is basically a brittle rock that is extended up to 100 kilometer. And from the plates, so all the tectonic plates are the pieces of lithosphere that float onto the asthenosphere like a jigsaw, and it is fit like a jigsaw puzzle. Now we are talking about the asthenosphere. So astheno, this word astheno suggests weak. Okay, so astheno means weak. So weak ductile layer of the mantle beneath the lithosphere deforms to accommodate the motions of the overlying plate. So it is a ductile and the weak layer of the mantle. It is basically the asthenosphere is a part of the upper mantle that lies in between 20 to 200 kilometer, I think. And the asthenosphere, and the magma, when rupture occurs at the crust of the earth, so the magma comes out of on the surface of the earth. So it is the magma. Magma's main source is the asthenosphere. Okay, so we have a deep mantle that extended from 400 to the 29 kilometer in depth, and then we have an outer core that is a liquid shell composed of mostly iron. So we discuss in the latter part of this chapter what is outer core, what is inner core. And innermost sphere composed primarily of solid iron, and the motion in the inner core result in the basically begin with the magnetic field, Earth's magnetic field. So now first of all we're talking about the lithosphere. What is the lithosphere? So the outermost physical layer of the earth, and called the rock sphere because it is completely comprises of rocks. So consists of the crust and the upper part of the mantle, and this layer makes up the tectonic plates. So lithosphere, all the tectonic plates are the pieces of lithosphere that fit like jigsaw puzzle, and its thickness is about 15 to 300 kilometer thick. And why do you think the thickness varies? So thickness क्यों vary करती है भाई? You see here that this is the lithosphere, and this is the oceanic crust, and this is the continental crust. So because if you see here from here, so the thickness is different, and if you see from here to here, the thickness is different. Now we proceed further and study about the tectonic plates. So as I described in the past, that tectonic plates are the pieces of lithosphere that move around the asthenosphere. जो tectonic plates होती हैं, it is the pieces of lithosphere, and ये float करती हैं किस पे? asthenosphere पे. Because asthenosphere क्या होता है, जो आपके lithosphere plates होती हैं या फिर tectonic plates होती हैं, उनकी density जो होती है वो आपके asthenosphere के magma से कम होती है. That's why tectonic plates are floating on the asthenosphere. And plate ranges in size. It can be smaller, it can be bigger. Okay, so some plates contain both continental and oceanic crust. So some plate like if you see this, so this have a continental crust and the oceanic crust as well, but some of here also that contain only oceanic crust, or they contain only continental crust. So maybe contain both or contain only single type of crust. A plate is linked like a puzzle. So if you see, this is another plate, and this is the another plate, and these both plates are fitted like a jigsaw puzzle. So in this manner you can see here, like there are different types of plate: Eurasian plate, Indian plate, Africa plate, Cocos, Nazca. So there are some different types of plate. You have to remember, I think there is 11 type of plates existed. So now we're talking about the earth crust. So first of all, the density. So its density is about I think 2.7. So the crust is the least dense of the all layers, because we know that if we go further the density increases. So there are two types of crust. First is the oceanic crust. So oceanic crust is basically which is made up of basalt. Basalt is we can say it is also called the sima. It is the old terminology. It is not used in the modern geology, but you have to remember the things. That's why I'm mentioning here. So oceanic crust is called the sima, so which is made up of the basalt and is more dense. So you have to remember that oceanic crust is more dense than the continental crust, and continental crust, which is made up of the granite and is less dense than the oceanic crust, and it is also called the sial. So it is the old terminology, but you keep in mind. Now we are talking about the asthenosphere. So asthenosphere, the layer in the earth's upper mantle directly under the lithosphere. So you have the lithosphere, and below the lithosphere you have asthenosphere extended up to 200 kilometer. Okay, so it lies below the lithosphere. It has a relatively low density, and seismic waves pass slowly through this layer. Okay, because the density is increasing as you descending down the earth. So yeah, so upper mantle and the lower mantle. So upper mantle and the lower mantle. So upper mantle comprises of asthenosphere whose extend up to 200 kilometer, and it is completely 720 kilometer thick, around 720 kilometer thick, and density is about 3.4 to 4.4 gram per centimeter cube. And this rock is near melting. It is a 1418 degrees Celsius temperature, और rock is near melting. So magma from some volcanoes can originate here. यानी magma जो originate होता है and surface of the earth पे पहुंचता है, वो यहीं से asthenosphere से पहुंचता है. So this layer is the lower mantle is about 2200 kilometer thick, and density is around 4.5 to 5.6, and temperature is around 2600 degrees Celsius. And the higher level of magnesium and silicon oxide. So higher level, that means it's basically that is the charge. Okay, 4 plus in this manner, like you have a oceanic crust, oceanic plate, you have continental crust, and rigid outer layer of the mantle, that is called the lithosphere. This is the asthenosphere. Yeah. And here, like in this manner, you will know an idea about. So now talking about the outer core. So outer core is around 2900 to 500 150 kilometer below the earth surface, consists mainly of iron and some nickel and about 10% sulfur and oxygen. So the core, basically the core comprises mainly of nickel plus iron contents. That's why it is called Nife. That's why it is called Nife as well. That's why it is called Nife. So the temperature in the outer core about 4000 to 5000 degrees Celsius. Since it is so hot, the outer core is liquid. So outer core liquid क्यों है? Because the temperature is very high in this region. So the density of the outer core is between 10 to 12.3. Outer core and inner core together cause the Earth's magnetic field. Because आपका ये outer core और inner core मिलके क्या बनाते हैं, किसको प्रोवाइड करते हैं? अर्थ के मैग्नेटिक फील्ड को. सो इट इज द अर्थ रोटेशन, जो अर्थ का अपनी एक्सिस पर रोटेशन है, एंड आउटर को रोटेट्स व्हाइल इनर को डज नॉट. सो आउटर को रोटेट करती है. दिस कॉजेज द मैग्नेटिज्म and radiates a natural heat to the upper layers and causes convection current which cause the motion of the tectonic plates. So let's get further. Now we're talking about the inner core. So inner core की जो depth होती है, it is about 5150 to 6370 kilometer below the earth surface, and we know that the iron and the nickel are the prominent material in the region. And the temperature of inner core is about 5000 to 6000 degrees Celsius. Even though the inner core is extremely hot, it is solid because of the high pressure. Because you know, as you descending down the earth, the pressure and the temperature is continuously increasing. And even though the inner core is extremely hot, it is solid because of the high pressure. So the average density in density of the core is about 15 gram per centimeter cube. So you see that as you descending down the earth, the density, temperature and pressure are continuously increasing. So a person, if any person asks you what is the average density of the earth, so you have to remember that the 5.5 gram per centimeter cube is the average density of the earth. Now we have a convection current and the mantle. So conduction. So as you see, this heat transferred by direct contact of particles of matter. So यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि पार्टिकल्स गर्म होते हैं, ऊपर जाते हैं, ऐसे करके आप लोग देख सकते हो कि जैसे आप लोग घर में पानी गर्म करते हो, तो वैसे ही सेम आपका कन्वेक्शन करंट भी होता है. तो वो आगे बात करूंगा मैं. सो हियर यू सी, यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि यहाँ पे गर्म हो रहा है, यहाँ से ऐसे जा रहा है, ठीक है, ये इधर आ रहा है. सो अगर if there is any crack here, and let us suppose it is a divergent plate boundary. So if it is magma comes out to the surface and this layer goes in this direction, this layer goes in this direction, and magma suddenly comes out to the surface, and this result in the formation of new land that is called the ridge, or because it is in the mid oceanic, so that is called the mid oceanic ridge. Now earth magnetic field. So we are talking about the introduction of the earth magnetic field. So earth magnetic field, also known as the geomagnetic field, is the magnetic field that extend from the earth's interior to where it meets the solar wind. So earथ के इंटीरियर से लेके जहां पे सोलर विंड को सोलर विंड से मीट करती है, तो वहां तक का इसका एक्सटेंड होता है. स्ट्रीम ऑफ चार्ज पार्टिकल्स एमिनेटिंग फ्रॉम द सन. सो ये क्या करता है कि जो चार्ज पार्टिकल्स एमिनेट होते हैं सन से, उसको अर्थ सरफेस पे आने से रोकता है. सो वी आर फर्दर टॉकिंग अबाउट व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ द अर्थ मैग्नेटिक फील्ड. सो इट्स मैग्नीट्यूड एट द अर्थ सरफेस रेंजेस फ्रॉम 25 to 65 microtesla. So remember that quantity. Now we have two types of polarity. We have a normal polarity, this, and we have a reverse polarity. So as the name suggested, normal means we have two like geographic north pole and the magnetic north pole. So that is not always possible that geographical north pole and magnetic north pole coincide with each other. So when the geographic north pole and the magnetic north pole coincide with each other, so that position is called the normal polarity. And if the geographic north pole is along in magnetic south pole and vice versa, so this condition is called the reverse polarity. And the reverse polarity condition happens in almost 177 times in the history of our earth. And the longest normal polarity period is our Cretaceous period. What period? It is the Cretaceous period. Okay, so it is the Cretaceous period that is the longest normal polarity period. Now why is earth magnetic field important? So earth की magnetic field important क्यों है? Because our magnetic field protects the earth from space. So जो सोलर विंड चलती हैं उससे प्रोटेक्ट करता है. एटमॉस्फेयर फ्रॉम बीइंग ब्लोन अवे, उससे यानी कि वो एटमॉस्फेयर कहीं मतलब बिखर ना जाए, उससे करता है प्रोटेक्ट. एंड फ्रॉम सोलर रेडिएशन, जो हार्मफुल सोलर रेडिएशन आती हैं उससे भी करता है. And protects electronics used for communication and power grid from being disrupted and destroyed. Okay, so there are some importance. Why is the earth magnetic field important? So thank you for today. If you like the video, so subscribe to our channel. और अगर आपको इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द अर्थ से रिलेटेड कोई भी क्यूरी है, कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है, तो आप कमेंट बॉक्स में पूछ सकते हैं. सो मैं फिजिकल जियोलॉजी सीरीज के ऊपर वीडियो बनाता रहूंगा. सो अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगती है तो आप कमेंट करके बताएं. तो तब तक के लिए थैंक यू और मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में.